video, trying my hand at this live thing. Got an interesting one here for you. This is a 2010 Chevy Silverado, but very interesting Silverado, I will say the least. Let's fire it up and see if anybody got an idea of what's going on with this thing. Is it lifter failure or is it not? You can hear something tapping around back here. I am very curious about this one because this is not your typical DOD vehicle. If anybody knows a thing or two about these, look at that VLOM cover down there. It is flat. Oh, there we go. I'm gonna say that is a push rod, probably not a rocker arm. Clicking around back there, but we are fixing to find out. Oil pressure is all right. Well, got some people in here. I'm gonna fire it back up so you can hear this thing. What is going on with this thing? I mean, man, that sounds like a push rod slapping around in there, or it ain't doing it all the time, and it'll level out and go away. But we're fixing to find out. Let a couple more of you hear this horrendous noise we're making, and then we are gonna pull off this valve cover and see what's actually going on here. Passenger side for sure. Let's shut it down and oh shit. God damn. Here's the crazy thing. He drove this thing here from somewhere out of Wilmington. I don't know exactly where it came from, but he was hours upon hours away and drove this thing here like this. So Anthony James, I hope I'm not pulling the motor. We're fixing to pull this side valve cover off and just see what's going on. Obviously I thought it was a DOD failure in this thing, but what's throwing me off here is this is not a DOD VLOM here. This is a non-AFM VLOM. So very strange, because this truck should have active fuel management, but it does not appear to have it. So very weird setup here indeed. You see a lot of that on the HD gas trucks, like 2500 HD. They were a VVT non-DOD motor, so that's essentially what we could have right here. But let's start getting this valve cover off, guys, and see what's actually happening here, because fuck, that pinging noise is super fucked up. I have not had one pinging that bad as of yet. Nope, I did not touch the bumper. I get a lot of hate here for denting bumpers, or so they say, but pretty sure my little aluminum stool isn't gonna be denting anything. So I'll be doing this one-handed, trying my hand at this live thing. But first thing we're gonna do is pull our tab here that locks our coil tray in, lift up, and wiggle the harness out, like so. And then we're gonna go through here and pull off all these spark plug wires, because this tray will come out as one piece. You do not have to pull the individual coils off of the tray, and you do not have to unplug them. It has a sub harness, which makes this super nice and easy. Pull off these tabs here, or what's left of this harness, get it kind of out of the way, and then we're gonna need a 10mm to start pulling that coil tray off. Let me get my tripod. And this one in the back seat. There we are. Alright, let's get back in there and see what the fudge is going on with that thing. What's up, Zayden? How you doing? Alright, let me try to get something set up here so I don't have to hold the phone while I do this. Oh boy. Fun times, fun times. This one's very peculiar. I get a lot of these in here, but this one is definitely making some crazy noises, unlike what we normally see. What's up, Rainfall Gaming? How you doing? Alright, let's get this valve cover off and see what's actually going on, man, because be interested to see what has actually happened inside of there. I'm gonna say definitely a push rod gone, and potentially a rocker, something along those lines, because again, this is not your normal DOD failure here. I don't even believe that this engine is a DOD engine. It has a non-DOD VLOM, but it should 100% have active fuel management, but doesn't look like that is the case, guys. So definitely interested to see. Come on, baby. At first you don't succeed, rev it up and neutral, drop it. Try to get that back one out of there. And that is it. See what we can use for that mug. I know this sounds real fucked up, but I kind of like it when these things come in and somebody has left the bolts out of this tray here. It just makes life a little bit easier, or at least left this back bolt out of it. Get on there. Well, get the swiv. 110. Maybe not on this one. It's sitting a little bit higher. Alright. Yep. We're on. That's that. Get up in here. I'll tell you, this back one is the freaking worst. The tray is a great design because you can pull all those coils off. We're just taking the bolts out of the tray, but that damn back bolt sucks. Alright, coil tray comes out all in one piece. You just need to unplug the sub harness and pull off the plug boots. These look like some Amazon coils, so God only knows what we're fixing to find out. I do like to use a 1/4" 8 on these valve cover gasket bolts to start them coming out, because they are absolute trash and just an all-around shitty fucking design. And you don't want to strip these or break them when you're pulling them out. It's just bad news bears. So you come in here and just try to pop these loose by hand, and then I'll run them out with my ratchet. But I have had very bad experiences with these 8s before, so we no longer like to tempt fate. You never know who's put something back on, if they over tightened it or stripped it or whatever the case may be. Let me get an 8mm. I'm gonna run out these bolts and we can see what's actually happening down here. This don't sound kosher. Change the angle a little bit. All right, let's see. What do y'all want to think it is? We got lifter failure. We got push rods. We got rocker arm. What do you think is going to be fucked up in here? Something terrible has happened. Oh boy. Yep. Let's see. All right, get that out of the way. Oh, well, I don't see anything catastrophic right now. Let us see. Question is oh yeah, that's it right there. I'm gonna say this has been deleted before. Or it's one of them unicorns that came deleted. Very rarely do you see that. Like I said, the 2500 gas motors came with no DOD, but they had a VVT. You typically don't see that in the 5.3s. Typically this year range, all of these 5.3s are DOD trucks, but looking at this VLOM cover, this does not appear to be a DOD truck. So I'm very interested to see what this actually has inside of it, if somebody's done the delete and replaced the VLOM cover, or or if this is really a unicorn, because you typically don't see them in this year range with the 5.3 and a 1500 without the DOD system. Very rarely anyway. I'm sure GM made some, but just don't see it every day. We're gonna pull that rear rocker out of there and inspect that push rod, but I have a feeling that that lifter is just done back there, or that that push rod's done. Either way, something very bad's happened to this thing. So let us see what we got on this. I appreciate everybody who's clicked on the video. Some of y'all may not be car people and may not find this very interesting, but the noises this thing was making were freaking out of this world, man. So, oh hell no. Oh, fuck, that scared me. Alright, let's whip that out of there and see what's up. Come on. Hot potato, hot potato. Alright, let's get that push rod out of there. And that's really what I was expecting to find fucked up, but not 100% sure. Push rod looks straight, not bent, not busted, but this thing's making some serious fucking racket. More so than these things normally make. Very intriguing to see it not have the DOD VLOM. But we do have some plans in store for this thing. Take everybody in here and show you what's going in it. So this is getting, obviously, some new trays. We're getting some lifters, LS7 style lifters. And we are doing the Texas Speed Chupacabra NSR cam. So we got some parts for this thing ready to go. Here we go. That's the money shot right there. And we're gonna get it fixed, but we are definitely curious to know what the fuck actually happened to this thing. I might crank it with that valve cover off and let y'all be my eyes and see if we're squirting oil out of these rods here. It mounts you a little better. Alright, I'm gonna make sure we ain't got shit all over the place and nothing's gonna get pinched. You don't want to run it for a very long time like this, but you know, for testing purposes here, I'm very curious to see if that lifter was our issue. Something's pinging around in there like crazy, so we're gonna fire it up. Maybe ill-advised, but I'll have to watch the video back because obviously I'm just one person and can't really see. I see a little oil buildup on there, so looks like we are squirting oil. I don't know, did you guys see it? Did anybody see if we're shooting oil out of there? Because I can't tell from where I'm sitting. And we're down six cylinders right now. We really need to throw 2 coils on the passenger side and just see if we can get it to fire. Really need it to run with this valve cover off because it just sounds terrible, man. Like way worse than these normally sound. Very interesting case here. Very peculiar. I'm coming. Alright, we gotta throw a couple coils on this side because it's only got 2 over here, which, you know, means we're trying to run it on 2 cylinders, and that sucks. So, damn. I gotta get my pick real quick. Hang tight, hang tight. I am coming back, don't you worry. I know you guys miss my face. Alright. Cool deal. Let me at least get this thing firing on back on 4 cylinders. We need a battery. 1 in the charger, 1 out of the charger, and back in the tool. Let's light this thing up. Light it up! Alright, let me give it some fire over here. We're trying to run it. And we were down 2 coils over here, plus 4 coils on the passenger side, so no bueno, not gonna run like that. Really need to get a view of these rocker arms and see what's happening here. So I'm gonna fire it up, say your prayers for me, boys. For the boys! Let's see if we get some juice. Alright, not bad. There we go. Are we squirting oil? Oh, hell nah. Fuck. Well, we're building a little pressure, but man, not making the noise with number 8 out of there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep, number 8. Alright. Well, this fucking sucks. This sucks, chat. So, our problem area is gonna be the very rear number 8 rocker, push rod. What's that? Cut her off. We're not squirting oil as well as we should be. We are getting oil flow up through the push rods, but you know, definitely not as good as we want to see. Does this bitch have any fucking oil in it at all anyway? Shit. Alright, let's see if we got anything in here. 'Cause that's pretty fucking weak. Yeah, we got oil. It's clean. This thing might need a pump. Not doing a very good job, I'm gonna say that much. Squirting a little bit, but not what we like to see. Typically, we like to get a little bit more flow than that. But that definitely confirms that whatever's happened to this thing happened on on number 8, and that is gonna be the number 8 intake. Is that the intake? Yep, number 8 intake valve. So I'm gonna go with the lifter because the push rod looks fine, rocker arm looks okay. Don't think our lifter is pumping up, and it is pinging around in there in the bore pretty fucking badly. This thing looks like it has been worked on before. Fairly clean for the mileage, and again, I am very thrown off by the VLOM cover. So I have not seen a lot of these in this year range that did not have DOD, only the HD trucks. So very strange to me that this has the non-DOD VLOM. So curious if somebody's gone in here and done a delete before, or exactly what's happened. But definitely got a problem on the number 8 intake lifter. Rocker looks fine, push rod looks straight. So I think that settles this thing's fate at the moment. This is the push rod that came out of it. It is straight, not bent. Really was just trying to determine if it needed lifters or what exactly it needed. Again, typically these are a AFM motor, and that's a pretty cut and dry case scenario, but this one was a little bit different. No DOD VLOM, and looks like it has been worked on before. So either somebody did do this delete and possibly used shitty lifters, and number 8's collapsed. But that is definitely the noise we're hearing. Even the height on number 8 is way out of whack. So very curious to see what the rest of it looks like, and much longer process. I don't know if you guys even enjoy watching teardowns and shit, but we could start tearing it down and getting ready to do this cam and lifters and go from there. But yeah, this is my first time ever doing a live, so not sure if there's really a market for it. I want to give a quick shout out to anybody that has purchased one of my pre-written cam tune files. I get a lot of questions about the cam tunes and DOD deletes, so much so that I started listing the files on the website for sale. I get people in the Hemis that seem to have a hard time getting them to idle correctly after doing the cams. So I did a video on a Chupacabra cam in the Hemi, got hit up a whole bunch on the tune. So I've listed all of the tunes for sale on the website. So if you guys do have a cammed vehicle, DOD deleted vehicle, and you're having tuning issues, feel free to hit me up. You can email me your file, and it is a little bit more of a process to dial them in when you're not there, obviously, but definitely don't mind sitting down and doing that type of thing. I've sold about 5 or 6 of them on the website thus far, which is far more than what I thought I would sell. So I'm very grateful to anybody who has purchased one of the pre-written cam tunes. Did not really foresee it having a huge market, but it's looking like I was wrong. So I'm gonna keep following through with that and trying to add more cam tunes up there. Right now I just got the Chupacabra ones, but BTR Truck Norris and, you know, on to get, you name it. I've got a tune file for it. Sometimes they can take a good couple revisions, especially when you're not there, to really see and feel out what is happening. So I did one last night for a guy. He seems pleased, but he had somebody else try to tune it, and I see a lot of that. Not everybody that tunes has the slightest fucking clue what's going on, and changes shit that they got no business really changing. So the question is do we start tearing this thing down right now, pulling the heads off and getting these lifters out of here, or do we push it off till tomorrow? It's 6:40 p.m. my time. My lady is gonna make some tacos for dinner, so I'd I'd like to get home, but did kind of want to show everybody what was going on with this thing, because they're not all cut and dry. Like, very strange on this one to not see that DOD VLOM, but hey, if everybody wants to check out the shop, this is Cape Fear Motors. May cut this fan off because I'm sure it sounds like absolute shit in the background. All right, there we go. So this is the shop. Got my toolbox all freaking destroyed right now. Shit everywhere. I've been in here working all day, but man, that is an absolute thing of beauty, minus this random coil tray just sitting in my top drawer of my box. But got it looking pretty good in here, nice and organized the way that I want it. My daughter went through and and colored in some of these icon tools here, just so I could see them a little easier. But they actually came out sick. The pink and green looks great. The blue and orange. She started on some sockets. Did almost every. I take that back. She did every single one of the wrenches. They came out great. The Craftsman Overdrive series, I've really enjoyed using these. They are a knockoff of the Mac RBRT wrenches. Mac Tools and Craftsman is owned by Stanley Black & Decker, so a lot of the times you can find different rebranded tools for a lot cheaper than what you would spend on the Mac Tools truck. Well, looks like everybody's fading out of here right now. Again, this is my first live, and just kind of wanted to do a fun little video of me diagging this thing, I guess you could say, though it's not really a diag. I already knew essentially what was happening, but again, it did throw me off because this is not a DOD motor, which is strange. It is a fucking unicorn. 2010 Silverado 1500 5.3 non-DOD, but does have VVT and does have what I believe is 100% lifter or cam failure. Sometimes you'll see these roller bearings on the bottom of these lifters get ate up. Now these are some DOD lifters. The one on the right is stuck shut. The one on the left is still functioning normally, but most of the time this is the failure that you're going to experience in a active fuel management setup in your GM truck. So if you have lifter failure, that's typically what it looks like right there. This guy gets stuck, it won't unlock, and it's just gonna ping around in there and beat the ever-living shit out of things. And sometimes I'll see the non-DOD lifters, or even the DOD lifters, these bearings in here will start getting fucked up and cause this roller to not roll anymore, and then the cam will just ride over this surface a million times and rub it down and flip it and turn this basically into a square shape or a hex shape instead of a roller. And that's another way these lifters can fail. So this not being the DOD version, I'm gonna put my money on the fact that that's what's happened here. Somebody's either A, done a delete in it and put a non-DOD VLOM plate on it after they did the AFM DOD delete and used some shitty lifters, and this bearing's just fucked up, and now the lifters, essentially the roller's just been riding over the cam over and over again and ate the shit out of it, and now that lifter's in there bouncing around, causing that tink 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 noise that we all heard when I originally fired this thing up. So man, really debating if I should start tearing into it tonight or let this be a tomorrow problem. I think we've confirmed the theory here. Take out the number 8 intake push rod and rocker arm and the noise goes away. So definitely in the lifter, but I'm interested to see that bore, because it's probably pretty fucked up. He drove this thing here from 2 or 3 hours away, making that racket that it was making. So I'm gonna venture to say that something in here is not kosher at all. Hopefully it'll be as simple as us putting lifters in it and the cam, and then doing the tune, but I do not know, and we won't know until I decide to fucking take it apart, which will come tomorrow. Appreciate anybody that's watched. I'm gonna log off for the evening and clean this place up a good bit, and head home. Want to eat some tacos and you know, not do car stuff, which would be great. Again, if anybody is doing one of these, a DOD or VVT delete or a Chupacabra cam swap, and you guys need any help with any of it, not just the tuning, but mainly the tuning, I do have the tunes for sale on the website, capefearmotors.com. You can hit the tab that says pre-written tune files, and you'll need HP tuners, obviously, to write these files, but you can do your own read file, email it to me, and I will make all the adjustments for you, and then email it back to you, and you'll be able to just write it right to the truck. And it's helped out a ton of people to get these things idling right. That's the last thing I'm gonna speak on, is this cam idle tuning. It is the most commonly messed up thing that I see. I get them from all over, from other shops, from other tuners, from other places, and everybody struggles with the idle. And it is the absolute basic of basics on these things, especially if you're doing the Chupacabra cam or the Warthog or any other NSR cam or smaller cam. There's really not a whole lot of adjustments that need to be made, in all honesty. You don't... Most people that are doing these in a truck are just... They're doing it for the sound and a little bit of performance gain. They're not building a race car, so it's like, you really don't have to go crazy. And I always get them in here not idling correctly, and have a stock base idle airfoot table. And that is the most basic place to start when you're doing a cam tune and trying to get it to idle correctly. So be very wary of people, guys. A lot of people will claim they're tuners or blame things on tuning that have absolutely nothing to do with tuning. It is like diagging a PCM as a bad PCM, you know? 9 out of 10 times it's a misdiag, and people just don't understand it. So, like, I get them in all the time. So these files I got on the website have definitely helped a ton of people. I see it. I see more people struggle with the Hemis because they have that neural network. And it makes it just a little bit more complicated to get them to idle correctly after doing a cam. But yep, if you need any help, Jason at capefearmotors.com is the email address, or shop at capefearmotors.com. And this has been a fun 40-minute look into a ping ping tink tink cannon. So be very interested to see where this thing goes. I'll keep everybody updated once we put that cam in and get it back on the road. But for now, kind of a boring, dull video, you could say. Got some more cams waiting to go in over here. I think we got the 6.2 Chupacabra, then the Gen 5 Chupacabra, and then this little baby Texas Speed cam right here that I honestly don't know why people waste the time on things like that, because it's really not going to chop. And if you want to make it chop in the tune, you're going to have to do some shit that you probably shouldn't be doing long term. So, yep, that's been a fun one. If you want to hear what this thing sounded like when it first got here, just rewind the video to the start. Ping, ping, tink, tink, bang, bang. Something that's definitely banging around in that lifter bore or worse. So hopefully it's not all the way fucked up. I don't think it is. I think these lifters and this cam will take care of it. But you know, sometimes you just never know until you know. Everything in here is a fucking mess. Cam, lifters, trays. I got the DOD delete hole plugs somewhere. Alright, well, fuck it. I'm out of here. Y'all have a great night. Stay safe. Peace. If I knew how to turn this shit off, because I don't have a clue. Never went live before.